Look, our health system has turned into a sickness industry. And how did we, as healthcare professionals, actually allow this to happen? We know that the benefits of a low-carb, healthy fat lifestyle are an improvement in health and a reduction in medication for many. So that message should not only be shouted from the rooftops, but I saw this, it should be rung. And I was told not to put that near the microphone. So why and who is blocking that message? And those industries that have much to lose have actually been influencing our medical education for a long time. And that education has been failing both the patient and the doctor. And it's actually not about the science, and it's never been about the science. And so this talk blends with Belinda's work. It's a combination. So I'm going to build on her work, and she'll continue to build on that tomorrow. So let's expose the red pill story. So I want to present the case of the big food and the pharmaceutical industries' complicit activity on our international health disaster. Big food educates us on what to eat, and pharma controls our education on what to prescribe and how to treat. And those activities extend back over 100 years. Gary this morning looked at history, and we're going to take that back even another layer. And Peter talked about those industries, those associations, and I'll be talking about how they're actually complicit and conflicted. So the question is whether or not they were well-intentioned, or have they hijacked the entire show? So this talk is about understanding the origin of our education, and you alone can then decide what you're actually going to do with that information. So guidelines actually create the illusion of knowledge. And we as doctors have succumbed to following guidelines written by those with vested interests. We have a fear of stepping outside the guidelines, and it's really interesting that David Unwin's observed that amongst us as health professionals here in Australia. We have a fear of challenging. Surprisingly, much of what we've actually been taught in medicine is actually not science-based. So I'll make the argument that medicine, as we've been taught, is more about art than science. Art is open to interpretation. It is non-science. And our guidelines are based more on opinion rather than fact. And non-science is actually nonsense. So much of what we've been taught is a house of cards ready to collapse. Most education, and particularly medical education, works on the principle of read, repeat, and be rewarded. And most health professionals are very good at that. To read and then question is a path less travelled and comes with a different reward. And that's been my journey for many years. So are you ready to question your education and your teachers, and at what price? I have been a victim of disinformation for decades. Have we all been led astray? But now I